Do you find yourself copying code from Stack Overflow? If so, you, my friend, are a pirate. Specifically, a pirate from One Piece. Because the historically accurate ones are really boring and just don't have anything good going for them. Surprisingly, there are many similarities between being a programmer and being a pirate in One Piece. Software engineering teams are just like pirate crews. There are even some programmers that don't need teams and are beasts on their own, just like some of the broken characters in One Piece like Mihawk and Kaido. Generally, we program to solve problems. Pirates do that too. It's just that creating problems for others is their way of solving problems. Programming is competitive. We're always trying to learn the newest framework or be better at lead code than others. Pirates have to do that too, having to unlock new techniques that help them beat other pirates or gaining new information that helps them reach their goals faster than others. Now that you know that being a pirate is the same thing as being a programmer, it's time to talk about the main character in One Piece. The character the world of One Piece revolves around. Monkey D. Luffy. So far, he has earned the title of a Yonko, beaten the strongest creature in the world, and learned all 3 forms of Haki. So obviously, Luffy is no pushover. But how does any of that apply to programming? Let me show you what I mean. The first thing to know about Luffy is that he learns fast, like insanely fast. Now, I'm not talking about math here. I'm talking about balls deep combat. Luffy as a fighter is always evolving. For example, in his fight against the commander of the Big Mom Pirates, Katakuri, Luffy learned an advanced form of observation Haki by observing Katakuri use it in their fight. In his fight against Kaido, Luffy learned how to imbue advanced Conqueror's Haki into his physical attacks, a feat that only a select few in the world of One Piece have managed to accomplish. So how can you be like Luffy and learn things quickly while being in the battle of your life, trying to beat the most monstrous and legendary bugs that no other programmer dares to touch? By solving difficult problems. Notice that Luffy rarely grows when he fights opponents that are not a step up from his previous ones. Now, what this translates to in terms of programming is, for example, if you've already beaten the monster that is building your first website, think about some of the things that you took for granted while building that. Like the framework you use to build components or API requests or handle authentication, so far and so forth. Now I want you to think how you can implement those features without the use of those libraries. Now, I'm not telling you to write assembly here. I'm just saying that you should try to implement those features by using other low-level libraries. For example, searching how to build JavaScript components without a framework yields some pretty interesting articles and tutorials on Google. Similarly, if you're more of a backend kind of developer, you can try implementing stuff like SSH or just simple file transfer. It doesn't have to be perfect because Luffy doesn't win these difficult fights outright either. He has to struggle to attain what he wants, and you will have to as well. The second thing to know about Luffy is that he has an amazing crew to back him up. He cannot become the Pirate King on his own. This means he needs people like Zoro, Nami, Sanji, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, and so many others to back him in his quest for the One Piece. However, they all have their own lofty goals as well. For example, Zoro wants to be the greatest swordsman and defeat Dracula Mihawk, the current greatest swordsman. Now you two need a sick crew if you want to build something that will matter. Remember, some of the most important tools that are used in production environments today are open source, meaning that many people have worked on them to get them to the stage they are today. So you should join a community. Discord is a great place to find people like that. Get involved in open source because it will not only lead you to meeting new people, but also enable you to help others and allow yourself to be helped by others. This is as close to networking as it will get for you degenerates out there. In the current job market, it might even be the best way to find a role that you like. Now, the final thing to learn from Luffy is his grit. Now, I'm not saying you turn into David Goggins, but you have to acknowledge the importance of perseverance if you want to do anything worthwhile. There are moments in the story where the Straw Hat Captain has lost everything, including his crew. Yet, he continues to push forward, because if he doesn't, there is no way he can achieve his dreams. Although stories are able to convey a sense of time far quicker than that of reality, there is still some truth to this. Consider ideas like age. As you grow older, it will become harder to find time, learn new things, and come up with the will to shift gears. This implies the fact that stopping in a spot will hurt you in the long run. So don't stop. That's it for this one, just some food for thought.